e tabua e o si sambe mo rekan roka adoro mo kon tabua ando tele taka na waronga na Pula FM namba 2 e na sir
Bula nanga go ilimo do tele taka na FM na go sa sector to na Pula FM
Bula o tsempo ni valu ngone ni kandabu ni mokisa o bachiku ina sinu ando tele taka bali na waronga na Pula FM na bantu na sir
o lorima na gagiri suka lambasa to do tele taka na Bula FM number 2 na sir
Bula FM number 2 na sir.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Coming up, companies fail to reflect the new VAT decrease of 6%, which came into effect last Friday. Commerce Commission warns landlords of illegal rent increase. And assessment of damage from Cyclone Oola to start soon. The Consumer Council has issued a stern warning to all traders and service providers. Many have failed to adjust the prices of goods and services to reflect the new VAT decrease of 6%, which came into effect last Friday. Ali Kimbia has the details.
A snap check by the Consumer Council in Suva earlier this morning found that some traders haven't changed their prices.
The prices have not come down. We've been receiving complaints from the Western Division, from the Southern Division. My team went down to check and the prices have not been adjusted. So we will be lodging complaint with FERCA regarding this so that they can undertake further investigation.
There was some evidence collected by the Consumer Council showing that prices have remained unchanged. Kumar says they will make sure these traders face the full brunt of the law.
I think the traders need to realize that while trying to pocket $1 or $2.50, they'll be losing out 50,000 as a spot penalty. So what is the right thing to do? Lose 50,000 or pass on that 50 cents, $1 and $2 to consumers? That's the decision they have to make. And they better make this decision quickly because, we will not spare any trader.
Some consumers are also concerned over the failure to lower the price.
I don't think so it has changed much from last year. Everybody, I think, maybe must be maintaining the price from last year. Yeah, there's not much difference around.
I think that not different, same price from last year and this year.
I have been through many of the shops and I can still see that the prices of many of the goods and items have not yet been gone down.
The Consumer Council has also found out that some businesses have reduced the prices to just few cents, which is less than it should be when applying the 6% VAT reduction. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Well, Ali Kimbia now joins us live from the Consumer Council's office to tell us more on what will be done to traders who continue to disregard the law.
Amrita, with me is the Consumer Council of Fiji CEO Pramila Kumar, who will tell us more about the penalties given to traders who fail to adhere to the 6% VAT decrease that was in effect from last Friday.
We actually had a very busy day, and the penalties that you're talking about, it is very clearly stipulated that the penalty will be $50,000 for any offense in relation to not passing of the VAT to consumers, and upon conviction it can be also go up to 100,000. So that's the penalty component. But in terms of the day itself, it was a very busy day for us. With limited resources, we managed to conduct snap checks in various supermarket stores and hardware shops, and I can confirm that we have got 4 very good cases that can be taken to FERCA for penalties and also for taking them to court. So we've got 4 very good cases. When I say very good cases, what I mean is that we've got evidences, solid evidence for these 4 different traders.
Amrita.
Thanks, Aliki. Now, the residential property and ground rent freeze has been extended for another year to 31st December 2016. The Fiji Commerce Commission is warning any rent increases will be deemed illegal and penalties, including on-spot fines of up to $2,000, will be imposed. Ritika Pratap reports.
The extension of the rent freeze means no landlord, regardless of circumstances, is allowed to increase the rent that was applicable on a property as of 2nd March 2007, the date on which the freeze was first imposed.
The order has been there from 2nd March 2007. So how this actually works is that whatever rent was applicable on a property on 2nd March 2007 should remain as a rent up till 31st December 2006.
Bobby Maharaj says the freeze has been extended to maintain control and ensure fair treatment of tenants.
There is a huge demand for, let's say, affordable housing in the major urban areas, and the supply side is not matching up. Right? And when we have this situation, what we'll have is that in the absence of any regulation, the landlords will just willy-nilly try and increase the rent, and this will then work against the intention to ensure that everyone has access to reasonable housing.
Maharaj says under the rent freeze order, there is no provision for any rent increases, and if landlords feel they must raise the rent, then they must make an application first.
Now, in case there is someone who feels that they need to make an application, they can always make a representation to the Commerce Commission, and then we'll discuss that with the Line Ministry and then revert. But on the face of it, absolutely there is no possibility for any rent increase during the rent freeze period.
Maharaj also noted that a landlord needs to disclose all the terms and conditions to their new tenant in writing prior to their moving in. He says a landlord also needs to inform the tenant about their previous rent and the new rent that will be charged. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
As severe tropical cyclone Oola tracks away from the Fiji group, what remains to be seen is the extent of the devastation on the ground. The weatherman says with wind speeds of up to 45 knots at the center, gusting up to 65 knots at her peak, the impact on the ground would have been severe. Madhyum Boletamana has more.
Director of Meteorology Ravin Kumar issuing a message that no doubt comes as a sigh of relief for all Fijians. Tropical Cyclone Oola slowly exiting the Fiji group.
And about 355 kilometers southwest of Onilau, or about 495 kilometers southwest of Canberra at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Tropical Cyclone Oola is expected to gradually weaken in the next 12 to 24 hours, slow down on its current track.
But what remains to be seen for the remote islands in the southern Lau waters is the extent of the trail of destruction Oola has left behind.
On Onilau, the maximum wind that was reported from our land station is 51 knots, sustained winds of 51 knots and gust up to 74 knots. So you can imagine for those islands that has been on the path of the tropical cyclone would have experienced similar winds or even higher.
Kumar says Tropical Cyclone Oola is still lingering to the south of Fiji, and despite her exit, the Weather Office continues to closely monitor its movements to keep Fijians abreast on the latest developments.
Yes, on the current track, the system is expected to move in the current direction, which is southwest, and then later it is expected or anticipated to track northwestwards. So we'll continue to monitor the system as it changes its direction and tracks northwestwards, and we see that it poses no direct threat at this stage to Fiji.
Kumar says while Tropical Cyclone Oola has exited the Lau group, more rain is expected this week all over the country as a result of a trough to the north of Fiji. Madhyum Boletamana, FBC News.
Reports of damage caused by Tropical Cyclone Oola is beginning to flow in from affected islands in the Lau group. The National Disaster Management Office has confirmed that there has been no reports of injuries, yet only damages to properties. Akusita Tale has more.
The farthest islands in the Southern Lau group that include Songea, Vatoa, Fulanga and Onoilau have had to bear the full brunt of tropical Cyclone Oola for the past 3 days. As Cyclone Oola exits the Fiji waters, village headmen have been told to send in reports of damage by tomorrow.
It's coming in through the calls by the various Turhanikoro or whoever is available that will be able to call over they do. That is why it is trickling in slowly. And we are hoping that at least by the end of today or even early tomorrow morning we should have them all. So far there has not been any report on injury, but I think there has been report of some damaged houses in Vatoa.
There are also plans to send a government vessel and a team of officials from various ministries to the affected islands by the end of the week to conduct an assessment.
This is the initial damage report that is assessment report that is coming in from the island. The verification that the government will do when the government boat will go, that will determine factually and actually what has happened on the ground and what kind of assistance can be provided if needed.
Tui Fangalele says they're collecting all damage reports from the 4 divisions and a timeline of 2 weeks has been given before it's tabled to the Disaster Council for any further action or decisions to be made. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Still to come, the Fiji police force works on paying out close to $4 million to officers.
And I love Mirchi FM.
Hi, my name is Sonny from Canberra. I love listening Mirchi FM online.
मैं हूँ उर्मिला देवी आसियासी तावा से जितेन शांडिल को और अश्निल को तावा में लॉक कर दिया जाए.
हम लोग यहाँ से कतो में मिर्ची FM सुनता है. मिर्ची FM is hot.
I'm Shelly in Tanga Nursery. Mirchi music simply bindas in nursery.
मैं अशफाक वाले से मिर्ची FM मेरे नस नस में.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back to FBC News. More than 600 villages in Lakemba are enjoying the sunshine today compared to strong winds they were experiencing yesterday. Speaking to FBC News, village headman Alifereti Finau says despite the strong winds and heavy downpour, they were happy that Cyclone Oola has gone past them. He adds that no life has been lost and no one injured as they were all prepared for TC Oola.
The weather in Lakemba is fine compared to yesterday when the strong wind in the villages. I thank God that all the villages are safe. We will continue to do our duties.
Finau says despite no damage, they will still monitor the weather for the next 2 days. The Fiji Red Cross Society has its relief supplies ready on standby to help those drastically affected by severe tropical cyclone Oola. The society is also encouraging those who can to pitch in and help in gathering supplies. Ellen Stoltz has the story.
Ready and on standby. The Fiji Red Cross Society Operations Manager, Esaroma Lendua, says the society has been monitoring the weather situation and is in close contact with the relevant authorities.
All our branches are ready together with the supplies in their disaster preparedness containers. I've been in contact with our division service coordinators in the west and also in the northern division. They've been sending updates through the updates that have been sent to them by our branch executives and also volunteers.
The Fiji Red Cross Society has not mobilized any of its teams yet or distributed relief items to any families, as the need has not arisen so far.
Even though some of the bridges were closed and some places were flooded, but not actually homes were destroyed or the need to assist people that were affected. It was just the water going into their homes or just into the community and then back out again.
Lendua says their Western, Eastern and Northern Division teams are ready with relief supplies and sufficient equipment to be able to step in and assist if necessary. In addition to this, the Fiji Red Cross Society says they have 2 portable water purification units ready to be deployed when needed. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Police officers who are owed outstanding pay will be getting extra money this month. The Fiji Police Force is working to pay out close to $4 million to officers who have had outstanding hours since 2009. Eleanor Trange View has more.
Special constables who have had outstanding hours over the last 6 years can expect good news this month. The Fiji Police Force is looking to pay out what is owed to them.
There will be about $3 to $4 million in outstanding pay for special constables. The Minister had recently approved the adjustments in the rates for special constables up to special constable sergeants, which were low over the years. That has been increased.
Acting Commissioner of Police Brigadier General Sitiban Ngilio says they are currently undertaking a verification process for the payout before it is taken to the Minister for Finance next week for final approval.
The Minister of Finance has verbally approved that to me. We're completing the verification process, and I want to pay that out in January of the new year, and I'll be formalizing that verbal approval once I have all the data verified with the Minister of Finance so that we can.
Brigadier General Ngilio says they have also paid out adjustment to their allowances amounting to between $800,000 to $900,000 in the last pay of 2015. Eleanor Turangaibu, FBC News.
There is a major drop in serious cases recorded by the police during the festive season. This was confirmed by the Police Chief of Operations, Rusiati Tunravu. Saniani Boila has more.
It was a peaceful and safe festive season. 4 serious cases were recorded compared to 42 cases recorded at this time last year.
Can confirm that the operations went well. That is from Christmas and up until New Year. Our stat shows that there was a drop in serious cases compared to this period last year. We just recorded 4 serious cases related to alcohol, and apart from that, if you see the same period last year, there were 42 serious cases recorded in this period. But there is a significant drop in all cases that we have received.
According to ACP Tunrabu, more than 2,900 police officers were available for duty during the festive season, and the vehicles allocated to police also boosted the operation.
The operation went well in terms of the visibility and also the vehicles that are allocated to police. Our deployment hit almost 81% of the manpower that are available. That means you are talking about almost 2,900 police officers that were available from New Year, Christmas and New Year for the operations. And we have almost at our disposal almost 200 vehicles that were available for attending to reports and also support the operations.
The Fiji Police Force was given second-hand vehicles for interim use during the festive season. ACP Tunrabu says they are expecting 100 new vehicles to better their operations by March. Saini Animbuela, FBC News.
Sports is up next, and here's Jamie now with the latest.
Thanks, Amrita, and good evening. In sports after the break, 30-member team after Deaf Olympic qualifiers in Australia. And Coastline Roos women's team hungry for victory in Coral Coast 7's debut. These stories and more coming up.
Bula, I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Raki Raki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nandi. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Fiji will be represented at the Deaf Olympic competition in Australia later this week. The 30-member team, which flies out on Thursday, presented its itatau to President Major General Chochi Konrote today. Rohit Deo has more.
The Fiji Deaf team to take part in the qualifiers visited the government house today to get their blessings from the President. The head of state wished the team all the best.
I'd like to wish you well and every success when you depart our shores to compete in a very unique and special competition for you.
Fiji will take part in 4 sports at the meet, with the hope of qualifying for the Death Olympics to be held in Turkey next year. The team's chef de mission says they have prepared well and are ready for the games.
We can see that the players that we're actually taking to Adelaide, they have grassroots level skills. So what we intend to do is to give them the opportunity so that they can acquire the skills, so that they can qualify for the games in Turkey.
The team leaves for Australia on the 7th with a 10-day competition beginning on the 9th of this month. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Fiji Under-19 cricket team also presented data to President Chochi Konrote today. The team is off to the World Cup that begins on the 28th of this month in Bangladesh, where it's pooled with England, West Indies and Zimbabwe in Pool C. Fiji is the lowest ranked nation at the tournament and will be out to create some upsets.
We probably seeded 16th out of the 16 teams that are taking part in the World Cup. It's the highest that Fiji is ever going to be ranked in cricket. So the national side is going to be ranked in the top 16 nations in the world. And that's an achievement for us in the Pacific as well. So it's the highest ranked team in the Pacific. And we get to play against the Tier 1 nations.
Fiji's first match is against England on the 27th of this month. Making its first appearance at this year's Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens, the Coastline Roos women's team is doing all it can to prepare for a victorious debut at the tournament. Players in the side play both Union and League and will be using the 99s tournament this Saturday to prepare for the Coral Coast Sevens. Josephine Oola has more.
Out on the training field daily, the Coastline Roos women's side is out to stamp its mark at the Fiji Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens. Captain Selai Domalelai says selecting the right combination of players was quite a challenge.
We have to do other trials to select our main players. We have schoolgirls, I think from 7, but otherwise it's just young women from the village.
The skipper has also commended her players for the effort being put in by them after returning from the festive season.
So we are waiting for them to come back from their various holidays so we can continue with our training.
Fitness trainer Sulia the Kautambu says getting the players from around the province to be part of the tournament is a start of something which will benefit women's rugby in the country.
Develop the sports and here in Nandronga and also Fiji as a whole.
The Coral Coast Sevens will be held next Thursday to Saturday at Lawanga Park in Singatoka. Josephine Oola, FBC Sports.
Jared Haynes' historic season with the San Francisco 49ers has ended with a fizzle. Haynes remained on the sideline throughout most of the 49ers' 19-16 overtime win against the St. Louis Rams today. 49ers coach Jim Tom Zula, who is expected to be fired after the team's 5-win, 11-loss season, did use Haynes on the special teams defensive unit where he made a tackle late in the fourth quarter. Haynes failed to make it onto the field in the first half of the game. New Chelsea manager Goose Hiddink collected the first win of his second spell in charge of the Premier League champions, who displayed some of its old prowess in a 3-0 triumph at Crystal Palace. Unbeaten in 4 matches since Jose Mourinho's departure last month, Chelsea are now 6 points clear of the relegation zone after Oscar, Willian and Diego Costa scored goals in a dominant London derby victory. Meanwhile, Arsenal leads the points table with 42 points after 20 rounds, while Manchester City is in second place with 40 points. All Black Sonny Bill Williams had his first taste of Sir Gordon Tidgen's famed grueling fitness regime today. Williams is set to make his debut at the Wellington Sevens that will be held on the 30th and 31st of this month. Meanwhile, Fiji is pooled with Argentina, Wales and Japan at the tournament. That's it from sports this evening. It's back to Amrita now with business.
The Consumer Helpline, which was supposed to come into effect from 1st January, is delayed. Consumer Council's Chief Executive Premila Kumar says the setup will take some time and had no time frame for when it will start. Once the helpline is up and running, complainants can call 7 days a week to inform the council about their concerns.
Particularly when we are ordering certain equipment from overseas. And during the festive period, some of these factories are closed for this festivity. So that's one of the hindrances we have right now.
The government has allocated $150,000 to the setup of the helpline. Rain was experienced over most parts of the country today. Severe tropical cyclone Oola was located about 220 kilometers southwest of Onoilau, or about 370 kilometers south-southwest of Kambara at midday today. The cyclone is moving southwest away from the group at about 15 kilometers per hour. Close to its center, the cyclone is expected to average winds of 140 kilometers per hour with momentary gusts to 195 kilometers per hour. Quick look at the temperatures. Suva and Lambasa recorded the highest temperatures today and ended on 30 degrees. Ba and Savu were on 29, while Nadi managed 28 and Lotoka was the coolest of the lot on 27 degrees. As for tomorrow, strong southwest to northwest winds with average speed of 45 kilometers per hour, gusting to 65 kilometers per hour over the Lao Group, Yasawa, and Mamanuda Group, northern and southern Viti Levu, Lomai Viti Group, Kandavu, Banwa Levu, Tavyuni, and the nearby smaller islands. Elsewhere, moderate to fresh west to southwest winds, gusty at times, occasional rain, heavy at times over most places. The outlook for Wednesday, rain continuing. Recapping our main stories. Companies warned against non-compliance of the VAT decrees. Commerce Commission warns landlords of illegal rent increase. An assessment of damage from Cyclone Oola to start soon. Results from last week's poll question. Was 2015 a successful year for Fiji? A massive 80% answered yes. And on to this week's poll question, we are asking, should Osea Kolinisau captain the Fiji Sevens team to the Olympics? You can visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. If you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News, or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
Hi, my name is Liviana Valentine. I'm from Nandi, and Today FM rocks.
My name is Ateza. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Krish. I'm from Tava. I like listening to Big Breakfast. Today FM rocks.
I'm Juliana. I'm from Nautaka, and I like listening to Today FM.
Hi, my name is Shelly. I live in Arere. Today FM rocks my grog and lollipop.
Bula, my name is So. I'm from Navua. I like listening to Today's FM.
Bula, my name is Asilika from Raki Raki, and Today FM rocks with my flip-flops.
Today's hit music on Today FM.